Hey, family, I'm just giving people time to show up for the broadcast, so make sure you go ahead and you share this on social media and let everybody know that we talking about it this morning. I saw a lot of interest in the topic this morning, so I wanted to do a quick follow-up and just answer some questions so we can have a discussion. So make sure you hit that hater button or the like button, share this, and if you're new, welcome to the Angry Black Sheep. Stay a while. Peace, peace, family. Shalom, namaste, salamu alaikum, all that other good stuff. Peace, peace, peace. I hope y'all can hear me. I think we doing good right now. Family, again, it's your man Mark Black. Good morning, happy hump day to my ADOS family, to our allies, and to all other interested parties. To the rest of you, fuck you. Yeah, so this morning's Morning Joe, just to throw out something quick before we get into it, because again, I'm gonna try to keep this brief. This is more of just a follow-up. But this one had the most people watching live of anyone that I premiered. So I definitely see that there's an interest in the topic itself. So I wanted to, pop your questions in the chat. I'm not gonna pull up the Discord because again, I'm gonna try to keep this around 30 minutes or so, right? Just to give y'all something extra to gnaw on. You know what I'm saying? Make sure, though, that you check out the links in the description. There's some links to some reports there. Remember, know the ledge, get the data. Okay, there's links to different reports there. There's also links to some books that'll help you put some fat on your head about why we do what we do. There's also links there to support my work, to tip your brother, to purchase some merchandise, and so on and so forth. Thank you, Lou. By the way, bruh, I didn't get a chance to wish you a happy Mardi Gras, but happy, belated Mardi Gras to you. I know you down there in that area, and I wanted to show you some love. But family, I want to talk a little bit more about this bullshit black celebrity thing that a lot of us be on. And I just gotta face some facts. There's long been some problems with black celebrity that we ain't really talking about, that we ain't really addressing. You know, we look at these celebrities, right? Our various media stars. You know, we're talking about like rap artists or singers, you know, entertainers of all stripes, comedians, actors and actresses and shit. And because we value their work and what they do as far as their respective fields, we tend to give them a little bit more of a pass on different other things than we actually should. Like if let's see here, Samuel. Samuel's one of my favorite actors. All right, love this brother. I've loved his work forever in a month of Sundays. Right, and I also happen to think that Samuel's a fairly intelligent cat. So Samuel has that place in me that doesn't necessarily allow me to question right offhand some of the shit that he may say.
Just stopping by to show my big bro some love. You keep educating us people and cooking these ado haters. Raised fist.
Most definitely, brother. I'm gonna keep that up and thank you for the love, man. But there's this place in me with Samuel that makes it really difficult to question what he's on right at first. Okay? And that's the nature of celebrity, family. It's nothing wrong with our interaction with our celebrity family, right? We see them as, first of all, they somebody who made it, right? Most black folk are some real aspirational motherfuckers. All right? We believe in the essential optimism of the American dream, unlike anybody else. So we always about seeing somebody come up and being happy for them. I know everybody talks about the whole crab in the barrel mentality, but that's not the case. The average black person sees another black person, another ADOS person, you know what I'm saying, who's bubbling up, and we're happy for them. We identify with them. We aim to be like them. So it makes it difficult for us to address them in a fashion that allows for critical analysis, right? Hack says, I tell mofos all the time, these celebs are regular ass people with an exceptional gift in a certain area. They're not any smarter than you or me. Facts, right? That's the thing that we don't tend to realize. Just because Samuel is a great actor doesn't mean that Samuel has a real cognizant understanding of economics or geopolitics or engineering. It just means that when it comes to acting, he's an authority in what constitutes good acting, bad acting, and so on and so forth, right? Sister Remy Mupacalypso said, but what about white people, right? You know, the white man always holding us back, you dig? But yeah, so the idea of celebrity kind of getting a pass in our culture doesn't make us any different than celebrities in any other culture, except for one thing. Celebrities of other cultures, when they go left field on some shit that the majority agree with, they don't have no problem with roasting that motherfucker. They don't have no problem with critiquing them, questioning them, the whole 9 yards. They recognize them when they're in their respective areas, their respective fields. But as soon as they stray out of that on some old next level or some left-hand shit, the first question out of their motherfucking mouth is, who you? That's okay, Jazz. This isn't going to be that long of one. I'm just glad you popped in, right? So when Talib and other celebrities start commenting on shit, we have this natural tendency to give them a little bit more weight than we probably should.
Hashtag AdoUS and fuck everyone else.
Facts. And thank you for the support. I don't know who that was, so pop your name in the chat. I don't know why it popped up anonymous, but you know what I'm saying? I want to make sure to shout you out. But family, the thing is that we have to understand that at the end of the day, celebrities are no motherfucker. Thank you, Miss Denny, for the love. We have to understand that they're no different. They're no different than any of us. They have a talent that we have extolled them for, that we have lifted them up for. But other than that talent, they put on their pants one leg at a time, just like us. Salute to you too, Brother Dave. Welcome to this broadcast, man. So, right from the get-go, black celebrity especially, but celebrity in general, hits us in a place when we're kind of vulnerable. But then on top of that, the fact that we have given them some degree of authority, right? We've co-signed their talent. We tend to overlook the fact that they don't have talent in other areas. I fucked with Talib heavy back in the day. I mentioned that during my broadcast. I think and still think that he's one of the greatest underrated lyricists out there. And so for me, this was especially painful because of the fact that as a writer, as a content producer, I understand the tie between intelligence and expression. Right? You can't write certain types of lyrics without, first of all, having a great vocabulary, without having a real understanding of the language, and without having a real clear, that's all right, Chris, I'm just glad you're here, man. But having also a real clear understanding of the semantical value of words, being able to play off of word meanings and values, right? So because Talib is able to do this and do this effectively, one would have a tendency to think that when he speaks on a topic, he's first of all cognizant of the language, meaning that he's going to understand the proper use of terminology, of words, of semantical value, and so on and so forth. And also, because of his apparent intelligence, he's going to have at least an instinctive understanding of logical argumentation and rhetoric. But it turns out that just like all the rest of us, that when he gets to feeling some kind of way about shit, he can devolve right into bitch assness just like everybody else. And that's exactly what happened in this particular circumstance. There was an interaction between him and Sister Yvette Carnell, and he felt like he was disrespected. So pause, because I'm going to address something right now, right fucking now, that needed to have been addressed a long time ago. Black celebrity, understand this. We don't owe you respect. I know it seems counterintuitive because you all those yes people that you have in your motherfucking ear on a constant basis telling you how great you are, how everybody in the world is going to see you for this amazing, stunning, godlike person you are. But we don't owe you your respect. Simply because you have a talent that we vibe with, that we fuck with, doesn't mean we owe you anything else except to extol your talent. And we don't even owe you that. If we do lift you up, if we do extol your talent, it is because we see a value in it. And the moment we no longer see a value in it, you're no longer relevant. That's issue number one that I have with black celebrity. They feel like that because we've extolled them in the past, that we should continue to extol them on everything that they fucking do, and it's bullshit. For real though, Talib hasn't been relevant in the rap game for quite some time. He is what you would consider an elder statesman in the game. He's resting on his laurels. He's got his little pet motherfucking projects that he's on now with the resources that we've given him due to his fame. Okay? He's advocating for the rainbow, right? For LGBTQIA and for motherfucking, DACA and for, inclusion and all this other shit, right? He's got his little pet projects. Talib, right now, what you are to us is the equivalent of a rich white motherfucker. You got your come up, you bubbled, we helped you get there, and now you got the luxury of being able to pick what you support. You have the luxury of saying, oh, those poor gay homosexual people, we need to make sure we advocate for them. Or, oh, those poor, illegal immigrants, those children didn't ask to be brought here. You're nothing more than a black-skinned liberal white bitch. That's all you are right now, Talib. That's all most of you are who aren't producing an active catalog or an active body of work. We were the ones who made you relevant. Your relevance has nothing to do with your political thought or whatever. It had to do with the fact that you could put some hype-ass lyrics over a hype-ass beat. And to the extent you're doing that, Talib, we fucks with you. To the extent that you're not, who the fuck are you? You're a nobody. Especially in the area of politics. You think that because you've advocated for these various groups or whatever, that gives you some sort of cachet to be able to speak on all issues, political or social, economic, or whatever the case may be? No, it does not. No, it does not. Right now, you just the equivalent of a liberal white female. You got a nice little nest egg, a nice little cushion, so you get to pick, you get to choose what causes you want to throw your efforts and time behind. But I, as an ADOS man who watches 2053 on the horizon with no recourse except to push my government to finally pay its due, I don't have that luxury. ADOS isn't a goddamn option for me. It is literally life and death for not just me, but for millions of my ethnic compatriots. And unlike you, we don't have the motherfucking luxury to decide whether or not to advocate for ourselves. Another issue that I have with black celebrity is that black celebrity treats us as if we're not anywhere on their level. And you know what? To be fair, we've actually taught them to treat us this way. Keisha's right too. So-called conscious, woke rappers, they think they know more shit than they actually do. You know what? Let me tell you something. Anybody with a motherfucking blunt and a microphone and a few bars can be a conscious rapper. Yeah, I fucking said it. You niggas smoke a little weed and read the ISIS papers, and all of a sudden you think you authorities on everything black. Fuck out of here with that shit. Welcome to the broadcast, New Possibilities. New Possibilities said we need to stop dividing ourselves. Africans of the world unite. Okay. We'll unite with Africa when Africa unites with Africa. This is ADOS over here. We ain't dividing ourselves. We simply acknowledging the division that already exists. So, what? I mean, shit. These celebrities treat us as if they're way up here somehow, and we're all sitting up here trying to reach up to them and have them lift us up. That without their little black savior complex being in full effect, that we are all just gonna fall by the wayside. Like, we need black celebrity to be our voice in various spaces. No, we don't. ADOS people in this country are used to having to kick down the door to make our way in. Most of the time, black celebrity has actually been used to our detriment, not to our benefit. One key area where black celebrity has worked to our detriment is what our brother Antonio Moore calls the decadent veil. This is the idea that somehow or another, because there are black celebrities that may have a degree of access to wealth, to social spaces, and so on and so forth, that they are the people that show that we all have access to those spaces, to wealth, and so on and so forth. And they work as a veil to cover the true reality, the reality of the fact of black or ADOS existence in this country. The West assassinated revolutionary Pan-Africanists. ADOS is helping divide Africans. How? New Possibilities, you know better than that. When's the last time they came to your motherfucking ass and asked you what you think about what they do overseas somewhere? They ain't held no votes, no plebiscites, no referendums that asked us what we thought about what they doing in AFRICOM or over in the Middle East or anything like that. Fuck out of here with that shit. ADOS is about us classifying ourselves as a distinct class to advocate for our specific issues. Anybody who's in their feelings about that can miss us with the bullshit. All you doing is telling us what you think, not what we are. Black celebrity acts as the motherfucking curtain for the Wizard of Oz. That's all right. New Possibilities is welcome. He is definitely welcome. He can say whatever he likes. This channel's open to everybody. They act as the curtain, right? So you remember in the Wizard of Oz, right? I am the great Wizard of Oz, and the smoke coming all out of the nose and the fire and all of that shit was coming up until Dorothy looked over and saw the old dude behind the curtain. And he was like, do not look at the man behind the curtain, right? Black celebrity acts as the curtain, right? Because the reality, all of the data suggests that ADOS people are facing a collective trauma that has been piled upon and piled upon and piled upon for hundreds of years. By every measurable metric, we are at the bottom of America. We are the poorest people in a country where wealth means you live or you die. But that can't be true. Look at Shaq. The fuck? You know, I don't really fuck with Chris Rock all that much like that. But Chris Rock said, Shaq is rich. The white man who signed Shaq's checks is wealthy. That's the difference. Okay. Black people can be rich. We can have access to a degree. Some of us can have access to resources. But the fact that we have a few black celebrities that have access to resources, it only proves the point. You would think that as long as we've been here as a people, if access to resources, access to social capital, access to all of the things that makes Americans Americans, we would have it in spades, especially over groups that just showed up yesterday, figuratively speaking. New Possibilities, don't be disrespectful. You know, it fucks me up that people like you act like that black people can't have a thought of their own, that we can't analyze the information that's out there and actually make a determination for ourselves whether or not that information is factual or not. You don't get to come here and tell people that they parroting. It's not like you and your Pan-African bullshit isn't the same old parroting Pan-African bullshit we've heard for whatever, for thousands or hundreds or whatever years. Sorry, I'm a little worked up, but that's the facts. You not saying shit no different than any other of us have ever heard. As you know, I have been myself a Pan-African. But when Pan-Africanism is looked at with a critical eye, motherfuckers like yourself want to be in your feelings, miss us with that. If Pan-Africanism is so goddamn great, New Possibilities, you don't have to come over here and proselytize for it. All you have to do is just put up the data to demonstrate exactly what us embracing Pan-Africanism has done for us. Trust me, we're not the motherfucking sheep you think we are. You talk down to us with such contempt, with such motherfucking disdain, but we're supposed to pay attention to you? I don't think so. Like I said, I'll embrace Pan-Africanism when Africa embraces Pan-Africanism. So you keep on chopping and throwing little subliminals and shade at us. We ain't hearing you. Yeah, he's a detractor, but we need our detractors too, family. We need our detractors too. We need those people to bring out their arguments. right? We don't need them hiding their hand and throwing stones. We need them out in the open. So he's welcome to come here and proselytize for Pan-Africanism. He's not saying shit that's new. And y'all know it, and he knows it, and I know it. The decadent veil works to cover the reality, the truth of ADOS existence in this country. People like Talib Kweli and other black celebrities, people like Oprah, this, that, and the third, basically these people are here so that the American populace can point to the fact that because some of us have been given opportunity, that they can argue that all of us have opportunity. Black celebrity is nothing more than the opportunity for America to make a fallacy of composition. That because a subset is true, that the set is true. And that's bullshit. This is why, family, I have stressed. Go ahead, New Possibilities. You have your own channel. You present your arguments all you want. I've watched your arguments. You know, I've been subscribed to you. And to me, you have said nothing, and I do mean nothing, that anybody finds convincing. Matter of fact, like I said, nobody really gives a damn what you're talking about. They want to know what the tangibles, the benefits of actually being Pan-African has been as ADOS people. If you can't demonstrate that, all the chopping in the world is not going to help you. Because see, you wasn't prepared for the fact, just like many of your academic, you know, highbrow, cerebral-ass Pan-Africans weren't. You weren't prepared for the fact that we were going to politically educate ourselves to the point where we were going to demand data, where we were going to demand tangibles, when we were going to look at every single thing that we hold sacred, that we hold true, and ask, is it working? And if so, how is it working? You weren't prepared for the fact that we were going to look at the status quo and observe it and analyze it and critique it and break it down and demand that it provide us real benefits, real tangibles. So if your philosophy does not provide us with any real solid information, any real tangibles, then all the goddamn talk and drum banging and this, that, and the third in the world and all the dashiki wearing and talking about the motherland and shit ain't gonna make a bit of fucking difference. Come to us with the data and the tangibles and you don't have to argue a point. We can analyze it for ourselves. Because unlike you, I actually believe that our people are smart enough to look at something for themselves and decide the truth or the lies of it. Family, at the end of the day, Talib is only indicative of the state of black celebrity in America today. That's it. That's it. He's like a liberal white female. He's got his own little pet projects, right? You know, like those liberal white females go, oh, those poor kids starving in Africa and so on and so forth, right? Yeah, Talib's on that type of shit. He's comfortable. So he gets to pick and choose his advocacy, unlike you and I, right? Not to mention the fact that simply because he's a great lyricist doesn't mean he's a great thinker. Just because, you know, Samuel is a great actor doesn't mean that he uses great logic and great rhetoric. Hell, if you need a demonstration, just because our brother New Possibilities is a trained attorney, a Juris Doctor, doesn't mean that he practices proper, you know, logic and rhetoric and critical thinking either. He's just as capable of having an emotional tie to an ideology and being an ideologue as anybody else. And no, it's not a crime to feed poor kids in Africa. Not at all. But this isn't that. ADOS is about advocacy for the American descendants of slavery. It's not about feeding poor children in Africa. Or it's also not about, you know, elevating LGBTQIA issues to the fore. It's not about standing with Standing Rock. It's not about Je suis Paris. It's not about the motherfucking yellow vests. It's not about any of that shit. It's about us. Everybody wants us to be like Atlas. You understand that, family? Everybody wants us to be like Atlas. They want American descendants of slavery to put the whole globe on their shoulders and carry everybody's issues without being fed, without being cared for, without being treated with kindness. We just supposed to bear the whole fucking world. We supposed to feed the whales. We supposed to eliminate climate change. We supposed to clean up Chernobyl and Fukushima. We supposed to do all this shit. Meanwhile, we supposed to do it while we starving, while we scared, while we desperate, while we broke, while we denied. I'm done sacrificing for you motherfuckers. And I'm done telling my people to sacrifice for you. New Possibilities, you over here bitching in my channel, and that's perfectly fine. You're welcome to do so. Why don't you go over there to the motherfucking African Union and have them come over here with fleets of ships to the diaspora with passports in hand and land deeds and say, we bringing y'all home. That would be some motherfucking Pan-Africanism for your ass. Until that happens, this is my homeland. And I'm not giving it up for you or for anybody else. You know what, New Possibilities? We gonna get it the same way we always get it, by kicking in the motherfucking door. That's how we've always gotten it. You ain't never seen us have no real allies. Hell, back in 1964, 63, if you did a poll about whether or not black people should be treated like every other citizen in the United States, 68, 70% of Americans was against it. What happened a few years later? They finally decided to to enforce the damn law, and it was due to our advocacy for ourselves. So you can miss us with the bullshit. Would it be nice to have allies? Yes. And unbeknownst to you, we do have allies. Thank you very much. And just like I said, right? See the disdain? See how motherfuckers like New Possibility really think of you? You're not thinking rational people. You're not people who can analyze, who can look at the data and see for yourselves what serves you and what does not. No, you niggas is just always jumping on the hottest bandwagon. Take your bourgeois, petty bourgeois, boule ass the fuck up out of here. Because I noticed that you over here on my channel saying your bullshit. So, yeah, at any time, New Possibilities, since we lowbrow, dusty, bandwagon jumping sheep-like Negroes are not to your liking, sir, the exit is that way. Because I don't give a fuck what you talking about. You're sitting here attacking us because you don't have any fucking information to support your bullshit ideology. Pan-Africanism is a great dream. A great dream. And perhaps one day Africa will decide that it's a dream worth pursuing. But I'll be goddamn if I continue to put Africa on my motherfucking back while I wait on them to put themselves on their goddamn back. Yeah, everybody knows we are broke. We don't need data to figure that out. Well, we must. We must need data. We must need it. You know what I'm saying? Because we still got people like you talking about we need to uphold some old, outdated, outmoded ideology that hasn't served us in any good stead at all. So we must need that data. We must need to be able to keep educating the family, to keep showing them the truth, the reality of their situation, so that they're willing to get up and stand up and be accounted for and advocate for their best interests, to address their government in their homeland for specific redress of our specific grievances. We must need the data. The one and only me talking about I'm triggered. You wouldn't know triggered if I came up and beat you in the ass. I'm actually having a blast addressing you detractors. Y'all not saying anything motherfucking new. New Possibilities, you saying the information will be presented this weekend, I'll make sure to watch it. But I can almost predict what you're going to say. You're going to say similar to what you've been saying, that Marcus Garvey, Kwame Ture, Julius Nyerere, Patrick Lumumba, right? So you're going to talk about all these people during the civil rights era, because you can't talk about any real immigrants today that have been on code with black people. They don't do that for the most part, right? They're not allied with us like that. So you're going to bring up the old civil rights movement. You're going to talk about Harry Belafonte. You're going to talk about all the rest of them and so on and so forth. You're going to talk about the fact that we probably wouldn't know as much about African history and all of that without Pan-Africanists, which I would actually agree with you, right? Am I predicting your broadcast so far? I probably am, right? You know, you're going to talk about the fact that, they've used us, and I don't know how the fuck this is supposed to work, but they use us to practice imperialism all across the globe, and that ADOS is just simply trying to get a share of the spoils. And I say to you, so what? Africa can't gather its resources together to defend not only itself, but the diaspora. What the fuck they look like asking me for anything?
Okay, who the hell are you?
So I'm good. I'm good. I don't have any connection whatsoever to anybody who doesn't have a connection to me. Show me this connection, this mythical connection, that they have to us. How did I go from RBG to red, white, and blue? It's very simple. Because RBG never served me in no good stead. I'm saying the same thing about advocacy for my people that I said for 3 years as Mark Black. Meanwhile, motherfuckers like you discounted me because I'm married to a white woman. You didn't discount the information. You didn't discount my data. You didn't discount anything that I was actually producing. You just outcasted me because I wasn't black enough for you. So fuck your RBG flag and fuck you. I'm for the red, white, and blue because this is my homeland. My ancestors' blood and bones is buried here. It's as simple as that. I always been that, even while I was on some Pan-African shit. I'm a military veteran. I served this country. For good or for ill, this is where I'm from. That's why. So, whatever. It's funny, on Yvette's nuts. Yvette would be interesting. You know, it would be interesting if you said that she had nuts. Come on, one and only me. You act like that's news. Miss us with that bullshit. It don't matter who I'm married to. You can't dispute the data. You can't dispute the facts. So fuck you. Fuck everybody like y'all. I just let you chop because you're funny to me at this point. You don't hurt me. You don't scare me. People will vibe with who they vibe with. And right now, guess what? People are deciding to grab something that you motherfuckers can't break with your pro-black rhetoric and your bullshit Pan-Africanism. They're grabbing hold to our common bond, the tie that binds. That's our lineage and our heritage. We're not sitting here arguing about who's black enough, and we're not talking about swirlers 24/7 and wishing death on black people that have any type of positive interaction with other ethnicities. We ain't about all that. We just about ensuring that we get our due. That we honor our ancestors and get our due. Well, I hope you stay a while. I'm not certain what you find so interesting about who I'm fucking and who I'm married to, but whatevs. Right? So, family, like I said, I didn't want to keep this too long. I want to thank all the detractors. I want to thank the supporters. I want to thank the allies. Look, family, we have to do the work. It is obvious that unless we want to feel the disdain of people like New Possibilities talking down on us and shit like that, we're going to have to do some intellectual work. All right? We're going to have to show improve. Not to them. I could give less than a fuck about what they think. We're going to have to show improve to each other. We're going to have to be like iron, sharpening iron. So understand rhetoric. Understand logical argumentation. Understand how to construct the argument. Right? Understand the use of logical fallacies when they're used against you. Understand what a straw man is. Understand what red herrings are. Understand what fallacies of composition are. Right? Understand these things. Right? Let the people that want to talk about, all this other shit, let them talk. They're going to do that, and it's okay. I don't even have no hatred towards New Possibilities. None. I don't respect him, but he doesn't respect me, so the feeling's mutual. But hatred, no. He doesn't trigger me. He doesn't bother me. He's just simply another detractor that's in the way of progress. And just like all other detractors who have stood in the way of the progress of American descendants of slavery, ultimately they all get steamrolled. One and only me. You said you don't give a darn who married me. You don't know me. Well, you were the one who said it was interesting. So I'm not certain what is interesting about it to you other than the fact that I'm married, but what else, right? At the end of the day, we advocating for what we need. 2053 is steadily approaching, and time waits for nobody. So at some point, we're going to have to do something. And we've tried a bunch of different ideologies, a bunch of different philosophies, a bunch of different modalities. We've tried a bunch of different spiritualities and a bunch of different religions. But the one thing that we've never tried is we never tried linking up based off of our lineage. We've never just grabbed a hold to our ancestors who we all share and say, we're going to let them lead us. And we're going to go for justice for them. We've been hearing their blood cry out to us for justice, but we've been ignoring it. Not anymore. By the way, shout out to Chris and welcome for the sub. I'm glad you joined the Angry Black Sheep. Please stick around. Stay a while. It's time for them to come up out their pockets. It's time for us to get our due. You see what I'm saying? So family, until the next time. By the way, you saw the cup during Morning Joe. You can have one of your own. Links in the description. Go ahead and order your ADOS cup, right? Just lift your cup up, show some solidarity. It supports the channel, what I'm doing, right? Not trying to get rich. Just, if you want to show some love, that's one way to do it. Make sure you click the links in the description, to share some spare coins with your brother. You know what? Sister Remy, they invited. If you got white spouses, Latino spouses, Asian spouses, they invited to the barbecue. The white folks just can't bring the potato salad. Facts. Let's go get our due. Let's get the fat on our head, know the ledge, right? Understand why you advocate for yourself, and let's get the work done, all right? And until the next time, I want to wish you all love, peace, prosperity, and power. Real power to our people.